everybody, happy Saturday, welcome back to the channel. It's time for another story from the book Hooray for Gin, Reluctant Adult, a book for the perpetually overwhelmed. This one's called The Perils of Being a People Pleaser. Confession. I am a people pleaser. I want people to like me. I have a burning desire for people to think I'm a nice, funny, kind and decent human being, and it's freaking draining. If you're a people pleaser too, you may recognize some of the following traits. People pleasers can't say no. Imagine this scenario. You're super tired and planning a quiet night in. A friend calls and you make the mistake of answering the phone. It turns out her mate is ill, so she's a spare ticket to a gig and she wants you to go with her. There are several reasons why you're not keen on this idea. You're skint. You're already in your pyjama bottoms and favourite bunny rabbit slippers. The gig is a horrendous death metal band, yada yada yada. In short, you cannot think of anything you would rather do less, and it would be perfectly reasonable for you to say no to your friend. Go on, try it. Difficult, isn't it? Because what if your friend has no one else to go with, and if you don't go with her, she'll be very disappointed, and you will have caused it. She might never ask you to do anything with her again, and you will be marked down as a terrible friend. Anyway, the upshot is that 2 hours later, you're out of your bunny rabbit slippers and in the middle of a mosh pit crying. Someone just threw a pint of beer over your head. Or was it piss? Fuck your life. People pleasers volunteer for stuff they don't want to do. People pleasers are so keen to be liked that they offer themselves up for sacrifice by volunteering for all the shit jobs. When this sort of situation arises, most people avoid eye contact by examining their fingernails, but a people pleaser's hand starts to rise almost immediately, as if it has a will of its own. Enjoy judging the contest for the 4th year in a row, Muggins. Gary from Finance still isn't talking to you after you placed him 3rd in last year's Bakewell Tart category. People pleasers never complain. I'm totally fine paying my cleaner £30 to lightly hoover the visible bits of carpet. How about you? Same with the dodgy meal out or substandard car wash. Just chalk it down to experience. Anything for a easy life, eh? This is a people pleaser all over. They go to the hairdresser and get a wonky haircut that's nothing like what they requested. But instead of making a fuss, they tell the hairdresser they love it. Not only that, but they will happily rebook another appointment to avoid upsetting the stylist and leave a tip. People pleasers never ask for help. People pleasers will help each other. No. People pleasers will help other people in ways that are inconvenient to themselves, but struggle to ask for help when they really need it. If they do actually pluck up the courage to ask for help, they will pepper the question with so many apologies and get-out clauses that it becomes embarrassing for everybody involved. People pleasers always try to fit in. Think about this. You're meeting friends in town for lunch and someone mentions a new oyster bar. They all start talking excitedly about their love of oysters, and you don't want to feel left out, do you? No. Best not mention that you can't stand seafood, because that would make them all feel awkward, right? Just force them down, girl. Obviously that's the best option. People pleasers do not like to go against the grain. They will often be so eager to make other people feel comfortable that they will feign interest in stuff they find tedious. The problem is that this can often spiral out of control. The tsunami of people pleasing. Imagine that your Uncle Simon is a big fan of bird watching. Eager to establish some common ground, you listen avidly whilst he talks about his hobby over a family lunch. You ask questions in all the right places and tell him you've always loved birds too. A lie. By the end of the meal, you've agreed to go spotting greenfinches with him at the weekend. Uncle Simon loves that he has finally someone to share his hobby with. Everyone else thinks it's boring. You can't imagine why. The next thing you know, he signed you up as a fully fledged member of the RSPB and convinced you to subscribe to Birdwatching magazine. Then he starts posting pictures on Facebook of the two of you and your birdwatching escapades, and now everyone thinks you're super passionate about common garden birds. This is great for your friends and family who have always considered you difficult to buy a gift for. Now they can just get you all kinds of birdwatching paraphernalia without putting any real thought in it. It's starting to get out of hand, but you keep quiet. And every Wednesday night you go to a local bird spotters group, drink tea and eat biscuits, and talk about the best time of year to spot a missel thrush and compare photos of various tits' plumage. 5 years later, Christmas Day rolls around again and you open yet another bird-related gift. But try as you might to control your frustration, you have absolutely had enough. Well done. Now you've ruined everyone's Christmas, and they all think you're mean and unhinged, and Uncle Simon has locked himself in the bathroom. You could have saved yourself all of this drama by simply saying, "That's cool. I'm not really into bird watching myself," half a decade ago. Perhaps this example is slightly extreme, but the message is there all the same. People pleasers continually put other people first. They're constantly doing things they don't want to do and staying for longer than they would like for fear of upsetting anyone. Then when they get home, they worry that everyone there hated them anyway. In some ways, being a people pleaser is an admirable quality, as it often means you are kind and considerate of others. But making sure other people are always happy is often to the detriment of your own happiness. The problem with people pleasers is that they often spread themselves so thinly that they're barely recognisable as people anymore. Here's the thing. It's not possible to be adored by everybody. You're not a baby giraffe. In order for a people pleaser to stay in control, they must learn to push back on those around them. This is easier said than done, especially if you mix a people pleaser with a cheeky bastard. Cheeky bastards can sniff out people pleasers from miles away because they're extra super clever. They will start off by asking for a small reasonable favour, which will then escalate quickly until they're leaning heavily on the people pleaser, who finds it very difficult to see a way out. Let's say, for example, you have a neighbour who injured his leg playing badminton. You work in the same direction, so offer to give him a lift in while his sprain recovers. Oh, that's hard to say. This adds 30 minutes onto your commute, but as it only be for a week or two, it seems like the neighbourly thing to do. However, 3 months later, you're still giving him lifts. He never offers you petrol money or seems particularly grateful. Once he even complained that your car smelled like a badger's arsehole. Also, you can't be 100% sure, but didn't you see him playing badminton again in the park the other day? The neighbour has become a proper cheeky bastard, and this has to stop. Come on, psych yourself up, and let's tell him. People pleaser. Hi, says cheeky bastard. I'm sorry, but I won't be able to give you lifts to work anymore. I'm starting to work a bit earlier now, so the timings won't work. Cheeky bastard. Oh, that's okay. I don't mind getting in earlier. Well, it might be quite early some days, so maybe you could drive yourself in? Nah, I sold my car. It seemed like a waste of money, and I was worried about all the needless carbon emissions. Well, the bus would probably suit you best then. Oh, I don't like getting the bus because being around members of the public makes me feel queasy. Okay, well, can't your family help? My family hate me. Okay, maybe a friend? You're my only friend. Starts crying. Oh gosh, don't cry, cheeky bastard. Look, I'm having a really difficult time right now. My leg hurts, my family hate me, I don't have any friends, I sold my car, I applied to go in MasterChef and got rejected. I'm so sorry, don't worry, it's fine. I'll keep giving you lifts. Oh, thank you, people pleaser, you're so amazing. Also, could you do my grocery shop for me this weekend, as my leg is really ouchy at the moment? Sure. The mistake the people pleaser made in this encounter is they used too many excuses, thus enabling the cheeky bastard to offer up alternative solutions and slowly weaken their resolve. They need to learn to stand their ground, which brings us to the most important part of this chapter. How do people pleasers learn to say no? Well, to borrow the slogan from the well-known anti-drugs campaign and 1986 Grange Hill hit single, just say no. Take a look at the examples below. There is no need to elaborate, especially when dealing with a cheeky bastard. But how do you know if the request is cheeky or not? When should you say no, and when is the person just asking a reasonable favour? This can be a difficult conundrum for people pleasers, so I have prepared a useful flow chart. Sounds simple enough, eh? Let's put it into practice. Imagine the scenario. You're just finishing work for the day when your colleague Julia gets a call from the vet. Her beloved 13-year-old tabby cat Maud has been hit by a car and has died. Julia is devastated. She's sobbing proper tears onto her desk. She's worried about going to the vet alone and wonders if you could escort her there to collect the dearly departed Maud and then wait with her at home until her husband returns. Whilst Julia is warbling on about Maud, all you can think about is the Thai takeaway you're planning to order, The bottle of Prosecco you have chilling in the fridge, and the two episodes of the Great British Bake Off you have waiting on your skybox. Let's put Julia's scenario through the floor chat. Would you like to help Julia? No. Would helping Julia inconvenience you? Yes. Well, Julia does live round the corner from you, but it is Friday night, and for fuck's sake, the Thai takeaway isn't going to eat itself. Do you like Julia? Meh. She keeps stealing your stapler and files her nails at her desk. Is Julia going to provide a buffet? I don't know. Ask her. Sorry, Julia, but the answer is fuck 'em. It's real sad about Maud and all, but she was 13 and she had a good life. The downside is that your whole office witnessed this encounter and now thinks you're a cold-hearted bitch, but let's worry about that issue another day, because for now, Julia's dead cat is not your problem. For now you get to celebrate the fact that you are no longer a people-pleaser. Hooray! Rest in peace, Maud. The end. Don't forget to like and subscribe and press the wee bell notification. And a huge big thank you to all my subscribers, patrons and members. See you next week. Bye bye.